SportsWorld 2020 brings to you a professional sporting forum to conduct brief interview presentations relative to operational, mental, psychological, and financial issues relevant to all sports. Season 1 brought to you. Three-time medalist, former 400-meter athlete, Olympian Steve Lewis. As an Olympian, Steve Lewis detailed his track and field career, capabilities and abilities of the track and field sport. The online audience was thrilled to see Steve Lewis in an interview and have reached out to us for additional interview requests, which is great. Shout out to Steve Lewis. We also met with two-time Olympian, medalist, Jamie Nieto, former high jumper. Jamie Nieto's interview provided to our listeners an insight to the injury he sustained back in April 2016 that led to his paralysis and his road to recovery. The audience loved his willingness to share his journey, his strength, motivation, and resilience. The TikTok doctor, Dr. Jason Campbell, former Ohio State athlete on health and wellness in his local community, and Malaphi, ambassador for change, straight out of Kenya on his days of playing American football and his repatriation to Africa. We also spoke with five-time Olympian American sprinter Justin Gatlin and former 400-meter hurdler Olympian Sharrieffa Barksdale. Our conversations included longevity of the sport and their established Born to be Elite program established in Cape Town, South Africa. Three-time Jamaican Olympic medalist, former 400-meter athlete Gregory Haughton, and five-time USA Olympian, the incomparable veteran, former world-class 800-meter athlete Johnny Gray Jr. Pleasure meeting Johnny Gray. Martin Kano, straight out of Kenya, whose track career spans 10 years of professional running and 15 years of sports events marketing and tourism experience in the African sphere. Former track athlete Jamaican Nicholas Powell, CEO of Mind Game Consulting and Performance Psychology, consultant to the elite and professional track and field champions. We explore topics such as post-retirement life, alternative forms of income for the struggling athlete, psychological principles as needed to achieve optimal performance on and off the playing field. Former 400-meter athlete, gold medalist, Olympian, speaker, and author Mary Weinberg. Certified mental performance consultant, licensed sports psychologist Dr. Jones Tidinga, author of Stand Up and Shout Out. Our focus, women's fight for equal pay, equal rights, and equal opportunities in sports. Former 110 gold medalist, Olympian David Oliver, and former Ohio State 110-meter hurdler, Joel Brown. He is a former two-time Big Ten outdoor champion and a three-time NCAA All-American. Hosted by two-time Olympian, former 800-meter athlete, Kadivas Robinson, and your moderator, Rose Green. Our SportsWorld 2020 is an A-plus stellar collaborative space, authenticating and supporting all athletes' works to strengthen the efforts of amateur, elite, and professionals across the globe. Our broadcast shows are available on Facebook via SWorld 2020 Live, and as well we are on SportsWorld 2020 podcast on various apps: GeoSavan, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Spreaker, Breaker, Apple and Google Podcasts, Podchaser, and Podcast Addict. Check us out. We are SportsWorld 2020.